Everyone is using HubSpot. You're a sales rep, you're a sales manager, you're an account manager. You're going to be in the place all day, right? And one thing that people want to get rid of is admin. We don't want to spend time doing admin in the portal. So the good news is HubSpot has come a long way, and they've got a Breeze agent here, which is, it's almost like having your own assistant within the portal. It can help you do a lot of things and save you a lot of time. So today, what we're going to do is Mon is here and she's going to drive the screen and show you some really easy, 6 or 7 use cases that you can use straight away. No setup, no fuss. Just jump into the software, prompt it, and get what you want to save some time. So I think we're going to start off by really just focusing on one simple use case. There's a lot of data in HubSpot. You probably have had a team put all sorts of things together for you, create different properties, objects, all sorts of things. And you know what? It can get a little bit confusing. So how can you solve that problem without having to go for extra help? Mom, how can we get the answers for what things do in HubSpot and understand what certain properties do?
As soon as you are in your CRM, you can navigate to your sidebar and you can access any of your objects. The assistant that we're going to show you will be placed on each of your objects. It's always present in your top right-hand corner. Now, an example of how you could use it for contact records, when you see these filters, you may not be sure what certain filters are. You can simply click on the assistant here and ask it for any property information. So an example that I'm going to use is, say, something like, what is the life cycle property used for? And the reason I'm typing that in is there could be a disjointment between sales jargon and marketing jargon. So if you have a column in any of your views that has a life cycle stage, it makes it very easy for the sales team to understand exactly what that property is. If you wanted to dive further down into that and ask it further data about your life cycle stages, that is also possible. You can do something like, say, how many contacts do I have set as MQLs? And the Breeze agent will also tell you exactly how many contacts you currently have in your portal set as MQLs. And you can also say something like, how would this affect my reporting? That if you were in a full view of your contact record, company record, even your deals record, you could simply type in a prompt to ask what a property means. And it'll also explain how that property affects your reporting and a few best practice tips on segmentation and attribution.
It's always been a conversation as to what a lead is versus what the life cycle stage is, and there's a lead object. So I know a lot of sales folks and marketing teams working together find it nice and easy to get the answers they need from that one. Moving on to how you can filter your data. Imagine you're looking at your day ahead, you're looking at the types of prospects you want to reach out to. Maybe you've got different champions and influencers in accounts. Maybe you have, marketing folks you reach out to. You have different personas from sales reps or procurement. You don't want to be creating reports and having to create new dashboards or requesting this information from the RevOps team. So how do we do this in seconds?
HubSpot has recently set their dynamic views beta for you to opt into. What I really like about this beta, it really ties in great with the assistant. As soon as you've opted in for that beta, which I really love, is this metrics tab. And it will really drop down on each of your separate views that you've set up and show you some dynamic key points of data, which are very helpful. Now, if you want to set up a view, but you're not sure how, you could have a different brand, or you could want to only filter it to companies within a certain industry. You're going to click on the plus icon here and say create a view. So what I'm going to put in here is I'm going to filter by companies in manufacturing. But you're not sure how the company properties have been set up to filter by that industry. You can go into your Breeze agent and say, how do I filter this view to only show me companies in the manufacturing industry? And what you see in the right-hand panel within our chat box, it's exactly showing you what to filter by. And then that's giving you the steps. So it's saying, click on filters. That filter panel pops up. You click add filter. You search industry. And we want to say, is any of manufacturing. You'll see it'll easily filter out your companies and only give you the amount of companies in your CRM that have that as their industry set, and then you can click save. Now that you've filtered your view by manufacturing companies and saved it, you may want to know how many of these companies are actively associated to deals. So you'll just click back to your Breeze agent and say, how many companies in this view are currently associated to deals. And then you'll see it lists all of the companies within that industry that you currently have deal activity with. And
a really quick win here. And of course, a lot of people in HubSpot are going to be having leads from all different types of sources. They're going to have open deals. They're going to have pre-qualified, post-qualified, all sorts of different contacts. So it'd be really good just to sort of get a quick snapshot of exactly who the system recommends that you reach out to first. Really quick.
In your HubSpot portal, there's actually a few ways you can go about this type of information. I'm going to show you one example from the contacts view, and then we'll dive into your sales team workspace to have a look at that as well. Which contact should I prioritize this week? And then it's going to give you a summary of which contacts it thinks you should prioritize this week. But it's basically going to show you the opportunities or investigating stages that you see those life cycles are. So the Breeze agent immediately tells you who to prioritize based on how your data has been segmented, and then gives you that email address and links you through to that record. So you can see all of those accounts. You'll see some opportunities, some qualified leads that have all come up to prospect status, dormant have popped up. And that's how HubSpot is telling you that these are the key companies that you should follow up with.
You wanted to continue from that, Mo, and you wanted to sort of query why some of those suggestions were on that list. Could you also query the agent to say, well, why are you recommending I reach out to, ABC company? Is it going to give you any data on that?
So if you type in, why do you recommend I reach out to, and let's put in one at the top here that I really like is this first contact. So here you can see it's telling you the contact priority is set to high and exactly the logic that it's used as to why it's recommending it.
So effectively what this is doing is it's actually looking at all of the history and the activity in the system. So, you'll have had things like your emails automatically logged. You might have had your meeting calls and all of that kind of information in the activity record. It's basically just analyzing what you would normally do manually to understand why you should be prioritizing these accounts. So this is a massive time saver. You could really picture using this at the start of your day and just getting through a priority list very quickly.
A place where I also think it's really helpful is in your sales workspace, in your HubSpot Pro or Enterprise hubs. If you've got a sales seat, you'll have access to the sales workspace. A typical prompt that you could use while in your sales workspace is you could say something like, who do I need to reach out to today and why? And if you're in your sales workspace, it's going to tell you exactly who you need to reach out to and why, based on also the activity that you've logged. It could be based on the prospects that you have here, the deals that you have open, the tasks that you're working on, or simply your schedule. Looking at Simon's workspace, I've asked the Breeze agent to tell us which contacts they think you should reach out to. And here you'll see it's going to tell you and give you an exact list of who those people are.
If you imagine that a member of your team is off today and somebody else needs to go in and quickly understand, what priorities they have or what needs to be picked up in an emergency. I mean, just using these prompts and going into the workspace or the contact records or the the deal screens, and just prompting the agent here is going to effectively give you those answers, straight away. If you imagine. All right, a really common use case for sales teams is to go back and look at any leads or contacts that they've had in the past that just haven't come to fruition yet. So there's a really easy way, isn't there, Mon, of trying to sort of look at these inactive leads and asking the system, who really you should re-engage with, to try and give you a few more opportunities, another few leads to go and chase up. All right.
Now, the first thing that you can do is in your companies or contacts object view, you can filter to the view that says My Companies. And then once again here, you can ask the agent, which leads haven't I contacted in the last 14 days? So what you'll see here on the right is a list of all of the leads that it thinks you should follow up with and your last sales activity. If you navigate back to your CRM, you can also do this from your leads object. You can go into your open leads tab here at the top. And this is again when you can ask the exact same question to your assistant. Which leads haven't I contacted in the last 14 days? You can even do this for the team. So you can say, which leads hasn't Dave contacted in the last 14 days? It's going to pull all the information from either where that lead is at in your lead pipeline, as well as the activity from that record. And here you can see this at a glance. I've used our team member Dave, and here it shows me everyone he's reached out to and everyone that he hasn't contacted in the last 14 days. It's going to.
I think there's one other area where there's a lot of admin always caused, and that's when you're asked to complete your data. Maybe your contacts are missing data points or your deals are missing certain bits, and it's always that sort of sales rep to sales manager conversation, and you spend a lot of time on a Friday afternoon trying to catch things up. So there is obviously now faster ways, isn't there, Mon, of just trying to prompt the system to ask which records are missing certain properties, or what would need attention, or what needs cleaned up, isn't it? I think there's.
You'll see that I'm back here in our contacts object record. What you can ask your AI assistant is, looking at all of my contact record data, which records need cleaning up? It will also say that there are a few records missing email address or phone number associated to that record. And again, this is going to empower you to go back into that filter criteria and filter out a few of those records. And again,
things that could be done really quickly in minutes at the start of your working day. So hopefully this is going to keep your data clean. There'll be the prompts in the link below the video, and you can have all of them and try them out yourselves. Thanks, Mom.
Great. Thanks, Simon.